Hi guys, thank you for tuning into my channel again here at NOVE Decor. I am going to share some quick tips on packing your suitcase. This particular segment is for the vendor showcase, and I also show how it transitions in our everyday life when we pack and travel. Especially since the holidays are coming up, we want to get to moving around and we want to do more things with our time than what we usually do. So we're going to pack it all in. So I'm going to show you the ways that I pack up my suitcase for the vendor table. That is one of the main pieces of me being productive when I do a vendor showcase. So I'll show you. I have a whole bunch of pieces here, and what I do is I'll actually like roll the pieces up. See how big of a garment this is? So it takes up a lot of space, but if I roll it, it doesn't damage the fabric or the layout, but in turn it offers me more space to pack in more materials. So I've taken each piece that I have to put into the suitcase and I roll it this way. And this has probably been seen before. I think military people do it this way because they always have to pack up things and go, and they're mobile. So that's one of the things, because I guess I see different things in different places, and then I'm like a sponge, so I soak it all in. So I just came up with this idea one day, and I think that's where I may have seen it from. So in the suitcase, you usually have two compartment sides. This one has the side with the connected to the handle. So I don't want to put any fabrics in there unless I have to, because I don't want that handle being an imprint on the garment since they're packed in so tight. So I typically choose the side that's smoother on the inside, and then I pack them in. So I'll start from the long ways instead of doing the short ways, just because I have more space. And I'll pack them in like so, and see the cards still don't get damaged in the process. And this is really good, like I said, if you're packing away for a vendor showcase and you want to be able to fit the most of the items that you have in there. Being a person that that travels with your goods in a mobile business, you understand the magnitude of us being able to cap off on time with a lot of things, because it's so strenuous and it's a lot of physical work. So you want to put everything into one particular suitcase so that you can move more items around, and it's easier when you're setting up and then you're packing back down. Hopefully you sold your goods so you're not packing up as much as you initially took out on the project. So that is the that's one of the other things that's good about packing it correctly. So I just take all of them and I make them as tight as I can, because I can even make 2 rolls, and I like the way that it looks too. I'm really big on how things look and how I kind of compartmentalize things, if that's even a word. I kind of I put things into a compartment in my mind, or how I see things for ideas, because I'm a visual person. So this to me is very easy for how I want to set up my table, and I also want to do like a decorative display when I get there. So having this easy and accessible when I go to set up my table, this really helps. So I put that in there. Or if I'm selling goods or whatever, I might get there sometimes and I may already have a line or something like that. Like, that's what we always look for. And then I can be like, oh my gosh, look at how this is all rolled out. We have all these beautiful pieces here for you, and you could buy them all just like this. So that's really cool too. But anyhow, so I continue to pack these in here. And you see how many items I have. A lot of items in here that I'm packing in here, and they're fitting really nicely in here. And then if you wanted to color coordinate them as well, like say you're going on a certain type of showcase and it's a big market or something like that, and you have to drop them off to other vendor tables, or you have some partners with you, it may be good to also color coordinate them, or put them in a compartment, like maybe sweaters here and jewelry on this side, whichever way you think is best. But it's good to also put those in, because it makes for an easy setup when you're taking everything out or putting it back in. This is a bigger piece, so I'll try to roll this a little bit tighter. And I try to start off or finish off with the big pieces. I usually don't want to start packing it in between me packing a lot of stuff. But since this was like one of the only items like this, then I just put it over to the edge so it's easy when I'm going to close up the suitcase. And there we go. It's just that easy. These are some lace pieces, which is a different type of garment. And you want to put this in the protective space away from the zipper because you don't want to snag anything or damage any of your materials. So what I do is that, and it makes for easy. This won't be as pretty as the other items just because the material is different. So I'll try to pack it in here as nicely as I can. And see how easy that sets in there? So this is nice. We probably got about 15 or 20 items in here, and everything has fit nicely on this side. So you want to think of, even when you're traveling with your regular garments and items that you're putting in the bag, just think what 20 items do you definitely need and what you can mix and match with your looks that you can take, and you can pack this all in and save on time. And it's much better, like I said, physically. You don't want to be carrying a million bags. I know when we travel, I know if you're like me, I love to have a lot of pair of shoes and a lot of different items to select from. But now that I've done it so often, and I've always thought about different ways of saving time and just being better on my physical posture and everything, I try to think about what are the two main pair of shoes that I want to wear, and the third pair I'll either wear going on the trip. So then I have 3 pairs of shoes to select from. You usually have like a gym shoe, a nice dress shoe, and maybe a pump. And for men, you may have like a boot, a flat, you know, a regular loafer, and then you may have a gym shoe as well. So it makes for easy packing. So I'm just going to go ahead and zip this up here. I could even fit more in here. So since I have my bags, and I purchased these bags, you might have it something a little bit more decorative as well. But if you remember to do it in a nice little fold, it fits in there nice and easy. And then when I'm zipping it up, it's really easy to close it out. I feel like I could even pack in at least 3 more items of this size in here. So I could probably have about 23 items on this one side, which is great. You do want to take the weight factor into consideration too. If you're carrying something really heavy, you might not want to have 23 heavy items in there unless you have someone to help you with carrying the items too. You always want to keep that in mind. We never think about that, and then we're lugging it around, and the next thing you know, we're having physical back pain or something like that. I don't know, the older I get, the more I'm trying to pay attention to my physical. Okay, so we got that side. Now we have this other side. So with the vendor showcase, I always bring these really heavy wood letters, and luckily it's only 4 of them and they fit nicely in here. I don't think I can fit more than that. So I put them like so, and I have them fit on this side. And like I said, I didn't put these on the other side because these are more sturdy. They are fine being on this side. I like my product being protected and zipped in on that side, so that's why I chose to put the garments on that side. Then you seal this up. You might have a different type of belt, but it's usually something that secures it on the opposite side. So here we have it nice and neatly packed. And I also, you usually carry like a vendor cloth or something like that, so that can go in here nicely. Or since I have more space, what I'll do is I'll take and I'll roll this the same way and put this in on the other side with my garments. And I love when I pack it this way because it is so easy when I gotta add more pieces. I usually always have to add in more pieces. Okay, there we go. See, that's still good. Okay, and then I have some little giveaways here in the goodie bag. Some other arts and crafts that I made. It's the ink pen and the stamper and those little things that we need sometimes when we're doing a vendor showcase. Just in case you got to write down some email addresses, or, you know, make a note for yourself which products sold the best. You want to have that on the side. This is also another great thing to keep in your suitcase. This is good for a vendor showcase or a business person, and for someone who's regularly on the go, because you can just keep things noted in here. What I love about this, I just fill it up with paper, and it has the little claims in here so I can refill it, and then it has the slide of any additional items that I may need for work or play that I can add in there. So usually on the vendor showcase, what we do is we keep our inventory sheets in there, and so we can check off everything that we have put in the bag. So hopefully you've already marked everything off before you counted it and rolled it up. And then this fits easily into the zipper slide. And it brings the garment side, bring the lighter side over first. I'm sure you're used to packing, so you know that part. And it's just that easy. And then you're ready to go. I love this. I love when I find like little quick trips to do things, especially when I'm doing it consistently and I don't feel like I'm just overwhelmed with this part of the process. And I feel like it's something like if I need some help with, if I show someone else how to do it first, that they could do it, you know, repeatedly, and then we can support each other on getting it ready for the process. So I love that. And then you think of it the same way. So if you're going on a trip on your own and you need to add shoes or anything, again, you want to probably bring like a maximum of 3 pairs of shoes. And then that's also great when you're going shopping or something like that. You could bring more things back. You would probably have to buy another suitcase or something like that. But I think it's a little bit easier when you're carrying it back home because you're excited about it or whatnot, and you might be bringing something else back. But anyhow, it's great to keep your suitcase as light as you can, because it is much better when you can bring the gifts and different things that you're taking back home, the souvenirs or anything from your trip. You can put it back in here and make for an easy, you know, transition going back home and carrying your things. You still have one suitcase. So that's really nice. So that concludes the episode of Easy Packing for the Holidays. Stay tuned for more at NOVE Decor.